Oh my gosh, Princess Luna, that's amazing! 1,000 years ago, you created the very first total solar eclipse?
It is not something I am proud of, Twilight Sparkle, but yes, I was responsible for the first eclipse in recorded history.
That must have been phenomenal! What was it like?
It was terrifying to the ponies who had gathered in Canterlot for the summer sun celebration. Unannounced, I brought the moon in front of the sun with the intention of sharing a few moments of the safety and peace I create each nighttime, but instead they thought I had devoured the sun. They panicked.
But no pony was hurt, were they?
No. Thankfully, my former student, there was nothing more than a few scraped knees and forelegs. But sister, you were right. I wasn't thinking about the responsibilities that we as rulers have to our peoples. My actions that day were not those of one worthy of ruling. I did not have our subjects' best interests at heart. Sweet Luna, life is a process of dusting ourselves off when we fall, and then dedicating ourselves to doing better next time.
Goodness knows I've made a mess of things sometimes. Does Lesson 0 mean anything to you?
Twilight, what I did was far worse than enchant a plush toy, and King Sombra's influence on me left me seeing my deepest fears of being unwanted and unloved made real all around me. I was so mortified and hurt and lonely. I ran and I flew and I ran until I nearly collapsed. And in my weakness, something stole upon me and fed on the seeds of jealousy and self-loathing that Sombra's touch had sown.
Equestria, Hidden History, The Story of Nightmare Moon, starring Amadhia as Princess Celestia and Luna, Axel as Silver Lining, Awful Note as the Chamberlain, and introducing Lilypad as Sapphire, featuring Tellerose 16 as Twilight, Dr. McCrimmon as Hayseed, Applecart, and the Queen of Saddle Arabia, Jared Rutledge as Rackstraw, the Vizier, and the Street Vendor, directed and produced by Alexander Cardiel and Amadhia, written by Amadhia, with sound design by Axel and music by Carbon Maestro. Brought to you by the dedicated fans of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, for the purposes of promoting the enjoyment of the animated series. The names, likenesses of Equestria, and all canon characters are owned by Hasbro and The Hub and are the creation of Lauren Faust. And now, Episode 2, Alliances.
Silver Lining, is that you?
Yes, Luna, it's me, Silver Lining. Won't you let me in?
No, I can't. I just can't.
But we've missed you. I've missed you.
Oh, Silver, I've missed you too. You were one of the very few ponies I've ever felt was truly my friend. I've been so lonely since I ran away.
Why did you run away?
Oh, Silver, I didn't want to go away. All I ever wanted was to just have some pony care about me. Care about all that I do for every pony every single night. But instead, I just made every pony hate me. They all thought that I was evil.
But I know you're not evil. And you know you're not evil.
It used to be just the night that every pony feared. Now, because of what I've done, they're all afraid of me, too.
Please don't dwell on what others weren't ready to understand. You've got to believe in the good things you've done.
I'll try.
Just keep your mind on all the good things you've done. Only think about what you've done right. We need you. I need you. Let me in. Then you can come back to Equestria. Please come back. Please come back.
there? Silver? Silver, is that? Just another dream. Silver. I'll try. I just don't know how. I don't know what to do. I can't go home. And I'm more alone now than I ever was before. Sister, why did you let me leave? Why didn't you try to stop me? At least then I'd have known you cared.
Announcing Her Royal Highness, Princess Luna of Equestria.
Your Majesties of Saddle Arabia, thank you so much for seeing me on such short notice.
But of course, Princess Luna. Saddle Arabia has long since valued the relationship with her sister country across the Great Water. But tell me, what of your sister? How is she these days? I have not seen her since... since before the Grey crept into my mane.
I don't know.
Princess, tell me, is something wrong?
I need shelter. I no longer live in Equestria.
By the beer of Star Swirl!
Oh, you poor dear. And your din is a rail. What happened?
I've been on my own for months. Celestia's gotten mean. She doesn't care about any pony anymore. All she cares about is ruling Equestria.
Oh, gentle princess. I just can't imagine that of Princess Celestia. She's been the epitome of wisdom and compassion ever since I first saw her when I was a filly.
She's changed.
Go on.
When we battled King Sombra in the north, he cornered Celestia and did something to her. I saw her eyes. She wasn't herself after that.
Oh, heavens, no!
We finally defeated King Sombra, but I don't think his power over Celestia ended when we banished him. I think he's still influencing her.
That is of grave concern, if it is so.
We should send a delegation to Princess Celestia at once.
No, please. If you could have seen what she... Would you, Your Majesties, help me?
You are, of course, welcome to stay here, gentle princess. Any further action, however, must be carefully thought out.
But Silver Lining, you purchased my squeals. You leave me with nothing until next week.
If your craftsmanship wasn't the best in Canterlot, I might shop someplace else.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. But surely, each quill lasts a month at least.
Not with the amount of writing I've got ahead of me.
So, the life of Princess Celestia's personal student is not all one of sweet oats and hoofy cures?
Ha! Not lately.
Any word about our dear missing princess?
No, I'm afraid not. But I haven't lost hope that she's okay.
The moon still rises. Of course she is okay. But as winter draws near, do the nights not feel colder?
Yes, they do. Here you are, sir. Keep up the good work.
But of course! Come back next week. I have all new stock to show you then.
Has it really been nearly 5 months? I still can't believe she's really gone. I keep thinking I'll turn a corner one day and she'll be there. Just like she always was.
I just don't know. I think Princess Celestia's doing a great job. I don't think I want things to change.
But surely, now that Princess Luna has been banished, how can we be assured of fair and balanced leadership?
Banished? I don't think she was banished. I
There
thought...
is so much we're not told. As a matter of fact, we've just discovered that it was Celestia herself who caused the eclipse.
What? No. Now I know that ain't true.
I didn't want to believe it myself either, but we're uncovering more and more each day. We have a source inside the castle, a pony who's been very, very close to Celestia for a long time.
And you trust what this pony's telling you?
Oh, implicitly. All I'm saying is, now that Luna has been run out of the kingdom, we need to at the very least have some way to reign in this autocracy. We need to have some kind of say in what happens to us.
Well, that don't sound all that bad.
What could go wrong with a government drawn from the very ponies who are themselves subject to the rules they create?
I still don't know.
There are more ponies in support of this movement than you can ever imagine. And it's not just ponies from here in Equestria. Come to the meeting tonight to hear for yourself. I'm not asking anything from you except that you take a moment to consider what we're saying. That's all.
Oh my gosh. This is bad. This is really bad.
I'm sorry, Silver Lining, but Princess Celestia is holding a private audience at the moment, and expressly stated that she is not to be disturbed
Chamberlain, I need to talk to her immediately.
by any pony, and that includes you. Why don't you tell me what it is that is so important to convey, and I will either take it in hoof myself or pass it along to Her Majesty, as I see appropriate.
As appropriate, Chamberlain, this is a matter that concerns the security of our entire kingdom.
So says the star pupil, barely out of his colthood. What is it then? What is so important that you wish for me to go against a direct order from Her Majesty?
I was at the bazaar today, and I overheard some ponies talking about a secret meeting.
Oh, I'll be sure and tell Her Majesty straight away, as soon as she is finished with her own, secret meeting.
About making Equestria a republic.
Oh, now that's just ridiculous. Princess Celestia has wisdom from hundreds of years of experience the likes of which you cannot even comprehend. When you, Silver Lining, are breathing your last breath, you will still be nothing more than a child to Her Majesty.
So what? That doesn't change the fact that there might...
Do you not think, in the hundreds of years that Her Majesty has ruled Equestria, that talk of a republic has not been broached before?
Well, but
Princess Celestia has seen generations of ponies making the same mistakes again and again and again. How could any pony with only 20, 40, even 80 years of life experience even hope to equal Princess Celestia in wisdom and leadership, let alone be worthy of supplanting her?
Still, if there
It is the pinnacle of foolishness to give credence to such an idea. Your Majesty.
Chamberlain, Silver Lining, what is the pinnacle of foolishness?
To hold weight in
Your
bridal
Majesty,
gossip.
I overheard talk of a secret meeting concerning making Equestria a republic.
Chamberlain, Silver, you have both met Lieutenant Sapphire, my chief of security?
Of course, Your Majesty.
Yes, Your Highness.
She and I were just discussing her growing collection of evidence giving credence to this very concern. Sapphire?
Your Majesty? Over the last several months, we've been receiving an increasing number of credible reports from around Equestria that there is a movement leaning toward the formation of a representative government.
That's absurd.
Chamberlain.
Your Majesty, as young Silver Lining and I were just discussing, it would be ludicrous for any pony to think that in a mere few decades he or she could amass wisdom and experience to equal your hundreds of years
Princess
worth
Celestia,
of...
I believe there is a genuine reason for concern.
Your Highness, just how old are you?
A lady knows never to state her true age. Chamberlain, I am honored by your faith in me. Even so, every credible threat must be addressed.
What concerns me is that they don't seem to be trying as hard anymore to hide their existence.
Silver, I would like you and Sapphire to clandestinely attend the meeting of which you overheard. Your magic can disguise the both of you, but be careful. We need to know more about this group, but take no chances. Understood?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Okay, we're getting close. What kind of pony would you like to appear as?
I have a choice.
Of course. It'll help you remember what you look like when we're inside.
I've never wanted to be anything other than what I am. I love being a Pegasus.
That's fine. I'll just change the appearance of your mane and coat and cutie mark.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thanks. Take a step back. I'm gonna do me now.
Hey, you look like a Pegasus now too.
Yeah, I guess I always felt like I should have been born a Pegasus. Flying must be amazing.
Oh, it is. So, do they work?
What? Oh, the wings? No, they're just for show. Okay, so the spell I'm using should pretty much self-perpetuate for... feels like about 2 hours?
You don't know exactly?
Magic's not like that. It's not like a machine. It comes from within. Magic moves through us. Each spell almost has a life of its own. When I cast a spell, I get a feeling for how strong it's going to be, how long it's going to last. But I've got to interpret that feeling. It's not like turning an hourglass.
Right. Well, we're wasting minutes of those 2 hours. Let's get moving. You can recast the spell if it fails, right?
Of course. It's not a really complex one compared to what I've been working on lately. But any pony watching when I recast it will know it, even if I were to recast a second version before the first one dissolves.
So let's not overstay our welcome. What did you mean by the spell pretty much self-perpetuates?
Oh, it's not the kind of spell that lasts all on its own. I need to keep a small part of my attention on it to maintain it.
Looks like this is the place. Don't talk. Don't show any emotion. You just keep that spell going and follow my lead.
The ruling elite did exist in balance before, but now, with Princess Luna gone, you and we all fall under the whim of a single dictatorial ruler. There is no oversight. We have no representation. We have no recourse. Did Princess Luna leave of her own accord? Or, as we are now discovering, was she forced out by a pony hungry for absolutism? Is she in some distant land, afraid and alone? Or is she trapped, imprisoned in the catacombs beneath the castle that we ourselves had been ordered to seal closed not 10 years ago?
No, I don't buy it.
How can we know what goes on in the mind of a pony who is not one of us? Celestia is an alicorn! She is far more powerful than every earth pony, every Pegasus, and every unicorn and Canterlot combined. How can we trust a pony so powerful that she can blot out the sun and return it a moment later, and then blame it on her weaker, younger sister?
But who will protect us if not her?
Who will protect us if not that alicorn? When I was a younger stallion, I too believed in old mares' tales. Tales like the stories of discord. I'm not lying to you when I say that in all my studies, I've found nothing to show that discord actually existed.
It can't be true.
Nothing more than a ridiculous marble effigy in the royal gardens, and stained glass windows in the royal hall that we are told represent our history. Are untrue facts like this reason enough for us to abdicate our participation in the very matters that affect each and every one of our lives, and the lives of every pony we love? I'm not saying that alicorns do not serve their purpose, but rather that we ourselves should be able to determine what is right for ourselves!
stand up against some pony who can tear down the sun.
We're not alone in our desire to see Equestria become a self-governing nation. Allies lie just beyond the Eastern Sea. They only need to see our desire steadfast, our resolve unshakable, our commitment unstoppable for a free Equestria. Earth ponies. And Pegasi. And unicorns. Together!
This is bad.
This is really bad.
I just don't see any other way.
Your Majesty, I hardly think it was nearly as bad as your young student and Lieutenant Sapphire made it out to be.
I hope you're right, Chamberlain. I hope you're right. But I can't take the risk.
But Your Highness, as gifted as your student is in magic, he is hardly suited for diplomacy.
Yes, I know. That is why you will be accompanying Silver Lining and Sapphire as my ambassador.
Yes, Your Majesty. But I maintain that Saddle Arabia could not possibly pose a threat to Equestria.
Chamberlain, it's not them I'm worried about.